Now we'll discuss about the seed network of informal seed systems. All the farming communities or villages, they do have their own social seed network. Um, some of the members at the village, they are highly active to get the new seeds, new varieties, and supplying that's the seeds to the other community members, other farmers within the village. Sometimes they also share the seeds outside the village. These type of farmers who are actively involving getting seeds and then supplying or exchanging, sharing seeds uh, are called nodal farmers. And then when the households or farmers are receiving, exchanging seeds, it forms its own networks. On the left-hand side here, this is the rice seed network from central part of Nepal, small villages where we studied. The circles here represent the households, and there are arrows going towards uh, different directions. That means giving or receiving. And then there are also the names mentioned as the variety names and what way they are exchanging, like exchange or gift, those network mechanisms. Um, this shows different households are connected to each others, but some of them are connected with the many other households. These are the LOs, like here, here, and here. They are called nodal farmers. So the nodal farmers are very important in the communities to maintain the social seed networks. If they don't play active role, these networks will be collapsed. We will have presentations that will be done by our other colleague because he will share more about the whole social seed networks. But the key importance aspect is to every communities they do have their own networks, and then there are some of the farmers which are very active and they are called nodal farmers, and they play a very important role. This is the chickpea seed network in Oromia region in Ethiopia. That also shows the green, the blue are the male, and the pink are the female farmers. You'll see the larger size of the circle shows the higher percentage of the sharing of the seeds or connecting with the other farmers. They are usually the nodal farmers. Unfortunately, in these scenarios, the male farmers are more actively playing role and they are more nodal farmers than the female farmers. So we also can see the role of male or female farmers in the social networks. Let's have a short discussion. These are the two seed network uh, farming communities, the community A and community B. Um, the community A, when you look at the seed network, it is very complex. That means every households are connected some way with the other households. We call it a complex seed network. In the second community, the B community, we see the network is more diffuse. So we call it a diffuse seed networks. And these red circles are female farmers, the green are male farmers. By visualizing these two type of seed network, my question with you, which farming community, A or B, and the seed systems will show more resilience when the severe drought affected in their crop productions. So when drought happened in both three communities, which network or which community will show more resilience? Just give a thought. And which community do you think more resilience? If you think that the community A would be more resilient, I think yes, that's true. Because when drought happened, let's assume some part of the areas affected by drought, even the areas affected by the drought, the network is so much connected. They will get the seed from other farmers very quickly. So they could bounce back much more faster. But here, if drought happened, uh, and they are disconnected, for them to get the seeds quickly, it's more challenging. Uh, in the communities, the social relationship, trust is very important. Gaining trust, it takes time. So it's difficult for them to rebound because they are not connected to each others. So that in that way, we also can see this network analysis and then visualizations and an analysis could lead us the resilience capacity in the communities. Um, Often this community B type of seed networks, what we found, we need some external interventions, for example, community seed banks. Community seed banks works in this type of community very well because they often lack seeds, and then seed banks could be a source where they can go and then get the seeds. But here, community seed banks often fail because the demand is somehow fulfilled by their own networks. So it also helps to design our different strategies that will be shared with you in different other lectures, other modules of this training course. Now, this is the third channel, local market within the informal seed systems. So we will discuss more about the role of local market. When do farmers go to local market? Uh, Mainly during the bad seasons, when a drought or flood happened, then there is no choice left. The household seed saving it's already gone, so that is the easiest way for them to go to the local market. Or new disease and pest completely wiped out their crop, or storage problems. The area is food insecure. They have to eat everything. A formal seed system doesn't exist. So in these occasions, local market functions as the seed source to the farmers. But some of the crops like groundnuts, beans, even there is a lack of quality seed. There are a lot of problem with the varietal mixtures. We found the local markets are more reliable source for the farmers. The common strategies for farmers to buy the grain, which we call a potential seed, and use as a seed for the growing the crops. So these are local markets are not the agro-dealer shops or seed shops. They are open market or village market, like just one example's photos. Uh, that type of shops where farmers usually visit when they buy something for their household needs. At the same time, they buy the grain and use as a seed. There are three types of stakeholders involved in the local market. First, petty vendors. These petty vendors sell directly to the community or neighbors. They are men or women. They use local transportations like donkey, bicycle. Uh, they sell grain, potential seed from home, or weekly village market or open air market. The other mobile traders, they are most of the cases they are intermediaries like aggregators, millers, processors. They supply to 3 to 5 villages, and also they supply to the traders. They are mostly men. They use their own van so they could travel during the time when farmers start growing the crops. In many cases, they do have their own saw. They function seasonal or daily or weekly basis. The third categories of local markets are the wholesalers or traders. They are large to small, medium, like the various sizes of the businesses. They supply to the regions or sub-region like district or many districts, mostly men, and they do have the truck, a van. They do have a permanent saw and they function daily. So different type of vendors and traders are involved in a local market. One of the study found these big traders, like wholesale traders, they often don't know what type of varieties they are selling because they are collecting from different sources. So they are mixing everything. So the study done in Ethiopia, what we found, the quality of local market from the petty vendors, it's much higher because they know the name of the variety, they know which production environment is much good fit that varieties. But when you go to the mobile traders or wholesale traders, the knowledge and then the quality aspect slowly goes deteriorated. So petty vendors are supplying good quality seeds than the bigger traders. Now let's discuss about the formal subsistence. In the beginning, I share with you these figures, which start from the crop genetic resources. In most of the cases, these are the gene banks, but also the collections done from the farmer's field, crop breeding programs, variety release systems, seed multiplications, seed marketing. So these are the different functions within the formal systems, and it's very specialized tasks. What are the advantages of formal seed systems? Because of those investments made in gene banks, plant breeding programs, there is a systems of variety release, systems of quality control, and distribution systems that results improve variety with the high quality seeds. However, formal seed systems do have some risks or limitations. For example, varieties may not be adapted when it reaches to the farmer's field. The seed supply may be erratic. Sometimes seed reaches to the farmers after the planting season is just over. Because of the involvement, the supply systems, certification systems, all may impact in delaying the supply. Other important aspect when the improved varieties, a few improved varieties replace the existing local crop diversities, um, the loss of genetic resource that we know all, the whole issue of green revolutions and how it impacted to the loss of existing genetic resource. Seed may be expensive because of all the investment made to produce a good seed. For the farmers' point of view, the smaller farmers' point of view, they might see seed is the certified seed is expensive for them. Often, this is also case. It's for them to afford the certified seed is always challenging. So these are the some risks and limitation of the formal seed system. I just share with you only 2 slides about formal seed systems, but I'm going to share with you more about formal seed systems in my next presentations. Um, with this message, I do have a few questions with you that I will share with you in my next slide. Here are the 2 questions. Who are the key stakeholders involved in a different seed system in your country? What are their strategies that promote integration efforts in the formal and informal seed systems? Share your country experiences in challenge LMS systems, where we have given these two questions. Thank you for listening my first part of the presentation of this session. We will discuss more in the second part of this sessions. Uh, if you'd like to know more about the seed system work that we are doing, please visit in this website. Till then, goodbye. We'll see you in the next presentations.